Hey everybody. I see a lot of people tuning in. Uh that's cool. So today's episode is about loving yourself, right? And the rewards from that. And then also loving others. Right. So we're gonna go in deep, not too deep. I'm gonna try to keep it surface level and stick to the facts, right? Or my opinion. Based off things that I've read a lot. So let's start off with the article. So Serena Williams posted that loving yourself is essential. I find that I have to remind myself of that self-love through all the different stages in my life. Right now, I love that my body is not picture perfect. I love that I smell like milk. I love getting to know a new version of my body. It is a change, but it's a change that has been well worth it. So start this week knowing that you are loved, and that starts with you. Okay, now I'm about to go to the gym, and then she posted a picture, on the beach, right? So Serena Williams has 17 million followers, right? And she's one of the top athletes, in the world, on that level. And she could have easily done Photoshop or not even posted the message. And it's a very powerful thing to do that, to inspire others to do the same, right? And it's very brave as well. So shout out to that, right? So loving yourself, right? You gotta love yourself first and foremost, right? So what are the rewards from that? So we're gonna have to go down to the scientific part of it, right? For you to understand. We'll bring it back. So I hope I don't lose everybody on this, because this is not an easy answer to explain, but we're gonna try. So from a scientific perspective, right? And you notice the scientific perspective and the spiritual perspective, and then people's opinions, they all kind of relate and say the same thing, right? So from a scientific perspective, we're all different frequencies of light, right? So if you sit on a couch, right, the only reason that you're able to sit on the couch is because that it vibrates at a different frequency than you vibrate with. So you're like repelling. You're not actually touching the couch. So, but if you vibrated at the same frequency as the couch, you would just fall right through it, right? Basic enough, right? So we're all different vibrations of light. Scientific perspective. I wouldn't lose anybody, right? Okay. So different people have different frequencies and different vibrations, right? So when somebody walks in the room and they say, man, it just feel like he just lit up the room, because that person might be at a different frequency than you are, right? And you can pick up on it. You don't know why, right? So you just like being around this person. So when you involve yourself with people, this is coming from you are who you hang around with. I look at your friends and I can look at you type thing. It's because you typically hang with people that are around the same frequency as you, right? Because if you didn't, it would drain you. Because if you're vibrating at a frequency 7 and they're vibrating at a frequency 2, it drains you, because you gotta meet somewhere. Maybe you get him to 7 and he loves being around you, but you don't like being around him, which is not going to work. Or y'all meet at 4, so you uplift him or that person, and then they downgrade you, right? Then when you get away, you got to charge up, straining, all that type of thing. Right? So let's explain frequencies and how. So when you love yourself, right? So it's different levels, right? And it's different tests, right? So let's say that the first level, right, is honesty, right? And once you overcome honesty, right, you you're able to vibrate at a different frequency, and then you're able to contain more light, right? Because we're all light, different frequencies, so you're containing more light, right? And let's say that the second is honesty within yourself. The second test is overcoming fear and anxiety, right? So the universe tests you, you get to that point where you overcome fear and anxiety. Get another frequency upgrade, all right? As far as loving yourself, right? Let's say the next test is addiction, right? So you have sugar addiction, all types of addictions. We don't have to go through it. My thing is I like to buy stuff, right? So I know when I start getting to the point where I like to buy a lot of things that I need to step my game up, right? So I'm not doing something right. So you overcome that, you get another upgrade. You're able to maybe understand things a lot more. You're able to be aware. You'll be able to just become a lot, whatever the gift is, right? Now each level you go up, you're able to contain more light, right? Hope I didn't lose anybody. So let's say that the one of the last stages of like the frequency. Let's go back. Some people stay at level 1, right? They live their whole life. All right, let's go back, right? Some people live their whole life on level 1. They just can never be honest with themselves, right? So they spend their whole life and they never overcome that, right? And they just get those tests over and over and over again and they fail, right? Some people never overcome the next step, right? So people move at different speeds and it's kind of like your own thing, right? But as far as me reading, right, like I think one of the last levels of loving yourself, and also, okay, so we'll go with that. So the last level, let's say the last gift of loving yourself is that you're able to heal yourself. So, right, there's people who've been able to do that, get to that level where they're able to heal themselves, right? It's probably one of the last gifts, right? So that's your frequency level. So your frequency level is the level that you're able to hold light within you, right? So when you go to sleep, your body adapts to your frequency level. Your cells adapt to the level of light that you can contain in your body. Then you have vibration. So your vibration is like moment to moment, right? So it can fluctuate. Let's say your frequency average is at 80. It can go to 90 if you're doing something that you love, something that brings you joy, following your passions, being in nature, walking the beach, anything that makes you happy. Or if you're not feeling too bright, or you're not happy, or you're not in your best space, it can go down. But it's kind of like moment to moment. But that's your vibration. But your frequency is more permanent, right? It's like your average. Okay. Hope I'm keeping everybody here. So the more you love yourself, right? You get rewarded from that, and you get as you go on, right? So then the next step is loving others, right? What do you get from that? You know what I'm saying? So those are the different things that you do. So if you help someone in need, you love your neighbor, you do those things, right? What is the reward from that? So we know that one of the rewards is that you able to what? There have been people that got to a level where they're able to heal the sick, right? There's been multiple people like that, right? So we know that that's one of the levels, right? Yeah, and that keeps going and going and going. So compassion, being, not being selfish, all gets rewarded, and those rewards sound crazy. I don't even want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Now I guess I gotta name something, right? But I'm not receive. But we all know that one of the other rewards besides healing the sick is that there has been a person that was able to defy the laws of physics on Earth and have the ability to walk on water, right? That is written. That is in there. It sounds crazy, but that's one of the levels. You know, there's other levels that sound crazier than that. That we're not, you know, I just don't want, it just sounds too far out that I don't want people to miss the message of this video. But you can do your own research. You can figure out all the gifts and upgrades from helping others if you want. Alright, guys. The main things that the universe cares about is loving yourself, right? Because that's repeated a lot. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Why? Be the light, be the light, be the light, be the light. That goes over 99% of people's heads. That's why I'm making this video, to give you guys a key, right? Also, loving others. Love others, love others, love others, love others. Right? Why? And I hope I answered that in this video. So the last thing I wanted to touch base is that we have our personal frequency levels and stuff like that, but there's also a collective humanity frequency level, right? So that's why fighting each other makes no sense, because we're like hurting ourselves, right? Because we had to have an average frequency for humanity. You know what I'm saying? So there's rewards for that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's technology advances, there's gifts for us as a collective. And just wanted to throw that out there too. So there's a lot of stuff, and I don't feel like talking for 4 hours about it, but you guys can you know, self learn, self teach, self read things over again. You know, you learned a lot in this video. You heard a lot. Reread things, see if you have a different perspective, because some things are written in code, and it's only for certain people at a certain level to understand, right? So you might read it at frequency 1, but now you're at frequency 5, and that is the level that you need to be to understand that message. Okay? All right, guys. We out.